Hi everyone, replace is Namaste everyone in today's episode of Stories Beyond Scalpel. પહેલા બે એપિસોડમાં આપણે વરિષ્ઠ સિનિયર કેન્સર સર્જન્સ ડોક્ટર કૌસ્તુભ પટેલ અને ડોક્ટર રાજેન્દ્ર ટોપરાની સાથે બહુ જ ઇન્સ્પિરેશનલ ડિસ્કશન્સ કર્યા. પબ્લિકે ખૂબ એન્જોય પણ કર્યા, પણ ઘણા બધા લોકોને એવો ફીડબેક હતો કે બહુ સરસ અમને મજા આવી, પણ હવે અમારે આજના ડોક્ટર્સ વિશે જાણવું છે. આજના ડોક્ટર્સ એટલે કે હવે જેની પ્રેક્ટિસ કન્ટિન્યુ થઈ રહી છે અને લાંબા સમય સુધી આપણને સર્વ કરવાના છે એવા ડોક્ટર્સ વિશે જાણવું છે. સો ઇટ ઇઝ માય પ્લેઝર ટુડે ટુ વેલકમ ટુ ધ થર્ડ એપિસોડ ઓફ સ્ટોરીઝ બિયોન્ડ સ્કેલ્પેલ માય ટુ વેરી ગુડ ફ્રેન્ડ્સ, ડોક્ટર નિધિ ગુપ્તા, ગાયનેકોલોજીક કેન્સર સર્જન એટ HCG આસ્થા કેન્સર સેન્ટર સિન્સ મેની યર્સ. હાય.
હેલો.
અને ડોક્ટર તનય શાહ, સિનિયર બ્રેસ્ટ કેન્સર સર્જન એટ HCG આસ્થા કેન્સર સેન્ટર. લગભગ હું જ્યારથી છું ત્યારથી જે મારી સાથે અહીંયા છે, અમે બંને સેમ ટાઈમથી અહીંયા છે. સો વેલકમ ડોક્ટર તનય. થેન્ક યુ. સો આપણે જોયું કે આજનો એપિસોડ આઈ હોપ કે બહુ બધા લોકો જોવે, એસ્પેશિયલી આજના ડોક્ટર્સ જોવે, કારણ કે આમાં આપણને પ્રેક્ટિસના ઘણા બધા પોઈન્ટર્સ મળવાના છે. અત્યાર સુધીની આપણી સ્ટ્રગલ શું રહી છે આપણી જનરેશનની, અને ગોઈંગ ફોરવર્ડ આપણે શું વધારે એડવાન્સમેન્ટ કરવાની જરૂર રહેશે, એના ઘણા બધા આપણે ડિસ્કશન્સ કરવાના છીએ. સો આપણે લાસ્ટ બે એપિસોડ્સમાં જોયું કે આપણી સાથે એક નેશનલ લેવલ સ્કેટિંગ ચેમ્પિયન હતા, એક ક્રિકેટ ચેમ્પિયન હતા. નાવ ઇટ ઇઝ અ પ્લેઝર ટુ ઇન્વાઇટ ટુ અવર ક્લબ a national level badminton champion in school. So, Dr. Nidhi, tell us about your journey with badminton. We have heard some wonderful stories and have seen you play occasionally. So, tell us.
Thank you, first of all, for having me here in your podcast. Your last two episodes were amazing. મેં પણ બંને જોયા છે. They went really well. With badminton, I started playing at the age of 6. And I'm always grateful to my parents કે એ લોકોએ મને આવા ત્યારે તો બેડમિન્ટન બહુ ઓછા લોકો રમતા હતા. અને I started playing at Sun and Step Club. ત્યાં બેઝમેન્ટમાં એક કોર્ટ હતું. So I would go there every day, very vaguely, I remember, at the age of 6, 7. But I remember that I used to go there every day, Monday to Saturday, Sunday morning में तो session होता था. And ऐसे करते करते under 10 का मैंने पहला tournament खेला था, and I did, I think, decent. I played well. Eventually my coaches, they approached my parents कि और sincerely ये sport खेलना चाहिए because potential क्या है ऐसे करके. So I started playing. सुबह शाम स्कूल में लेट जाती थी, सुबह भी ट्रेन करती थी, शाम को भी ट्रेन करती थी. ऐसे करते करते अंडर 13 was the time जब I started playing open state tournaments. एंड अंडर 13 में पहली बार मैं नेशनल्स खेलने गई, गुजरात की टीम में आई. ऐसे करके नेशनल कैंप्स में जाने लगी, जिसमें महीने महीने हम दूसरे कोचेस के अंदर ट्रेन करते थे. My partner used to be from Baroda, so she would miss her school and come to Ahmedabad, or I would go there and train with her coach. ऐसे करके 16 ईयर और 6-7 साल अच्छा खेला. अंडर 16 तक खेला. I won a bronze in nationals at Mondia, Bangalore in doubles. And yes, फिर science happened, biology happened, and my parents said कि ये तो हमने तुम्हें fitness के लिए कराया था. Sports में career was never their plan. And I also understood that कि पढ़ाई का अहमियत तो उसकी जगह पे है. And I couldn't have done both. I mean, you can do both, but you can excel only in one. True. Given the time and the energy you have to put in something. So then 12th तक खेला, but 11th, 12th में I stopped going for tournaments, but I used to play every day at the club. And then MBBS happened. I went away from Ahmedabad. So inter medical colleges वाली वो कल फेस्ट में जो खेल the rights to win all the tournaments सब खेलती थी. But yeah, and then post graduation happened. फिर धीरे धीरे छूट गया था. But then अभी फिर से I have a badminton club. There are a few doctors, there are few players from my childhood. We've all gotten back together and we try and play every Sunday morning. So that is like a good social, gathering. And of course, badminton is my first love, my everything.
Great. Yeah. So that's great to know that you are still active. Yeah. So, Tanay, अगर तुम कॉलेज में बॉक्सिंग चैंपियन था तो अपन स्कूल में लाफा चैंपियन था. St. Xavier's Loyola, right? Yeah. It is got one of the best sporting cultures I've heard, and I'm sure every kid who has passed through that, my schooling दरम्यान, even now, has gone through that. In fact, my own kid is in a different school right now, પણ એ ટ્રેનિંગ માટે તો લોયોલા જ જાય છે. So how has the culture of studying in Loyola been?
So, very rightly said, studying in Loyola in those days was a thing, was an achievement. I was lucky enough to get there from my KG. I started from senior KG and studied till 12th. So, it was a very good experience. And as you rightly said, Loyola ma curricular and extracurricular activities, both of them were given very much equal importance. and I thoroughly enjoyed my time at Loyola. I think that was the most fun time of my life.
I would have to.
And Loyola, you name the game and I have played it. I have played cricket, I have played football, I have played volleyball, I have played basketball. Even I tried my hand at hockey also, but failed terribly. Anyways, but લોયલા માટે કહું તો લોયલા માટેનો લવ હજી પણ એટલો જ સારો છે. હજી પણ ઘણા બધા weekends, we friends, we get together in the school. Even when we went in college, for the initial 2 years in college, we used to come back to Ahmedabad. I studied in Baroda in college, so we used to come back in Ahmedabad, get together for a game of basketball at Loyola courts. So this was it's incredible journey and an experience of lifetime.
Brilliant. No, such wonderful memories. Because I know મેચ જોઈ છે પોતે. I used to go to Loyola. હું કોલેજમાં હતો ત્યારે મારી ટેબલ ટેનિસ ટ્રેનિંગ માટે I used to go to Loyola. So I know the culture that's there. Anybody who has been there for a significant amount of time. Yeah, so both of you. So that's the thing. And I think the message for the people here is that sports in childhood plays a vital role in developing a person's personality. આ લોકો અત્યારે કદાચ એક્ટિવ નેશનલ લેવલ સ્પોર્ટ્સ એથ્લીટ્સ નથી, પણ look at them when they are so happy about talking about these things. And this is the very critical message that we want to give. Every child has to play. Just play. Don't worry about the results outcome. Just play. Again, with Tanay, another thing that I would like to bring up about your childhood is movies. So we know આપણે આપણી હોસ્પિટલમાં ફેમસ છીએ of recounting the dialogues of old movies અને verbatim. You are very very popular about that કે ભાઈ જૂના કોઈ પણ પિક્ચરને લઈ લો તમે, અંદાજ अपना લઈ લો, હેરાફેરી લો, any other random movie of that time, ગુંડા પિક્ચરના ડાયલોગ લઈ લઈએ આપણે. So we have a great time discussing all of this. So let me ask you કે આપણે આપણું ચાઇલ્ડહુડ કેમ આવી રીતે રૂઇન કર્યું હતું? બધા જ પિક્ચર આપણે 10-10 વાર કેમ જોતા હતા? હું પોતે I am a guilty of that, and I'm sure you are also there because you must have seen those movies many number of times. But aren't they the fondest memories that we have of our childhood?
I have always believed in practice makes man perfect. So, repeating anything will always be very much helpful. Today also આપણે એ જ કરીએ છીએ. We do the same surgery day in day out, and you see how skillful we have become over a period of time. So it's a basic principle follow that in India.
Absolutely. And there is a debate in our hospital કે તને movies ના dialogue better કરે છે કે surgeries better કરે છે, because he is excellent at both. So credit to all of that for him. Now Nidhi, your journey then, you said that the badminton stopped at 12th standard.
Yeah.
So what began? How did the whole gynec cancer thing come about?
Oh, okay. So gynec cancer was a much later part, of course. You will not believe my parents were completely against me getting into medicine because I am the only doctor, now my husband, I am the only doctor in my whole family, maternal and paternal, and aage piche ki pushtiyan, I think. So my parents had zero experience about the whole, how the whole medicine thing, how the med school works and the admissions and preparation, nothing. And I have two elder sisters. They were both from commerce and they got into one of them became a CA and the other one basically commerce background. So they, when I was so hell-bent कि मेरे को तो यही करना है, बायो तो ले लिया, 12th भी हो गया, फिर they took me to about 8 to 10 doctors जो of course family like Dr. Munshi and all these famous big doctors to counsel me negatively कि इसको मना करो कि ये MBBS नहीं उठाए. And then I would come and argue कि ये लोग तो बन गए हैं, ऐसे कैसे मना करेंगे, इनके बच्चों को तो बता रहे, हमें क्यों मना कर रहे हैं, And I had this since I was a child, I had this, I don't know, it was some mindset I had. Doctors को तो कहाँ कुछ करना होता है, बैठ के दवाई तो लिखनी होती है. Like this was my silly.
Work out for you now.
Okay.
Man,
So I used to tell them, उनको थोड़ी मेहनत कर दिया, मेहनत तो मुझे करनी है ना. Why are they saying no? And मैं तैयार हूँ तो आप भी क्यों मना करो? फिर भी मेरी मॉम ने जाके मेरे सब वो मार्कशीट्स सेंट जेवियर साइंस कॉलेज में सबमिट करके मेरा बीएससी में एडमिशन ले आई. तब मैंने MBBS का तो फॉर्म फिलिंग कर दिया था, because all those things would take time. आपके बोर्ड्स तो कब मार्च में खत्म होते थे, and then things would take time. And then I had to go fight with the father or principal, get my originals back. Ki father, I don't want to pursue BSc. So much drama had happened, and finally I got into MBBS. And then MBBS happened. I did well in MBBS, but I used to keep cursing my parents because both my roommates were from strong doctor family background. So their approach in reading, what books, उनको सब guidance
Sorted.
देती थी. Yeah. And I would be clueless. And initially, ठीक है, अच्छे friends, they were my very good friends, so they would help me. But then I would like, आप लोग क्यों नहीं डॉक्टर हो? मुझे तो कोई गाइडेंस ही नहीं है. उसकी मम्मी तो उसको बोलती है कैसे पढ़ना है, उसकी दीदी तो बोलती है ये क्वेश्चन कर. सो माय मॉम वुड टेल मी इट वाज योर चॉइस. तूने बोला था तू मेहनत कर.
Asked for it.
So first year was tough. I would not say first year, first 3 months. Then you get the hang of it. And मेहनत करने का कीड़ा तो था ही. So MBBS, I used to be in the first first five ranks throughout. And then MS happened. I wanted to do any surgical branch only. क्या नहीं करना था वो मेरे लिए हमेशा पहले sorted होता था.
I won't ask you those because there might be other people listening to us. So.
So it was always a choice of exclusion, which made me choose what I wanted to do next. So I knew क्या नहीं करना है. So that's how I got into a surgical field. Obs Gynac happened. I wanted to take up general surgery, but my mom, she said Obs Gynac is a terminal branch. ये ले ले, फिर आगे नहीं करना पड़ेगा. Who knew? आगे
Again, how's that working out for you now?
we know.
Yeah. So,
And so that happened. Residency was super tough. I was in Rajkot Civil for 3 years. Then again, I finished that and I knew I didn't want to do obstetrics. So then, wo gynae ka part bana, gynac onco, and that's how, yeah, I'm here with SCG since 5 years now. So far, so good.
excellent. Now, Tana, your journey has been rather interesting, at least in terms of the guests that we discussed till now. All of them are proper Ahmedabad trained. They not had to leave home for their MS and MBBS and all. Yours was slightly different. There's another issue that we'll come to later on, but so you went to Baroda, right? And that's a wealth of experience that we have missed on this podcast. So please elaborate on that. How was Baroda and how was subsequently coming back to here and then Jaipur?
Yeah, so Baroda, I missed like Ahmedabad by a couple of marks. So એ વખતે એવું હતું કે you had scored so much good, and I was getting a VS seat for some that 1 lakh per year wala fee, but then I was getting that government medical college Baroda. So we had decided that if I'm getting a seat on my merit, then why not go for that? So,
Baroda is what?
yeah, Baroda is a wonderful college, and it is there for since like now 75 years. So I went there in 2003 after finishing my 12th. So initially I was a bit homesick. And in government medical colleges, you must be aware that there are certain issues pertaining to your hostels and everything. But we used to stay in the university hostels. The seniors did not vacate the room timely. So for the initial 6 to 8 months, I was not having my own bed. I was not having my own cupboard and all. So that made me a bit homesick. And that had an effect on my results as well. So first year, મેં થોડું અમદાવાદ બરોડા વચ્ચે કરવામાં કાઢી નાખ્યું. ક્યારેક my father used to tell me કે ભાઈ દરેક વીકેન્ડમાં કેમ આવી જાવ છો ઘરે આ બધું. So eventually, when I had my first year results, so it was sort of an average result. So it was not up to my standards. So second year onwards, my journey as a true MBBS student picked up, and I realized that yes, we need to work hard. And then eventually, I started doing very well from second year onwards. And then a time came in third year, then I did not used to come home for 2 months, 3 months. So that is how, I mean, that must have been the story of each and every hostelite. So over a period of time, you tend to be in love with your hostel mates and all. So that's how it happened for
But I
me.
think this I'm sorry to cut you, but this is a very important point about the mental health of young medical students who are going in. See, here we are seeing someone who is so successful talking about the times that he was vulnerable. We didn't have people talking about these things early on. So it is very brave of you, Dr. Tanay, to touch on those issues, because there is an impression about doctor that they are like infallible and they are these whole solid people, this, that and all. But this is the whole purpose of this podcast, to see that this is all human, because we are 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and we are so vulnerable to all different things in life with no supposed support, right?
And there was a very tender age also.
Exactly.
Going at some other town at the age of 17, 18, and then you did not have a bed to sleep on being an MBBS student. So
જે ઘરે આપણે કોઈ દિવસ experience આતા કર્યું, right? I agree.
But that is what I think every medical student, or even for that matter, every individual has to go through to make yourself tough. And because in life, there will be certain situations which will be like similar or tougher than this. Absolutely. So that made me a very tough guy. And I finished my MBBS, did very well. So I got my MS General Surgery from Baroda itself. Did 1 year of internship, and then thereafter I did MS General Surgery. Residency General Surgery, as you all know, that you have also gone through, it's a very tough time. But then it made me a solid person, and
I think you got a lot of friendships from that time also that are all across the, I think, state. You would be across the country probably.
yes. So MS was also first year was a bit challenging, but then otherwise it was a very good time. So in 2012, I cleared my MS, and thereafter I was an assistant professor at General Service Department with BJ Medical College in Hyderabad. Had some couple of years over here, and I was preparing for my onco entrances. And then I had decided that I wanted to pursue onco only. Initially, I was getting neuro, plastic, everything, but then I wanted to pursue onco. So I waited for 2.5 years, and thereafter corrected DSB entrance and got into Bhagwan Magar at Jaipur, which is a high volume center. So there also another round of residency started, but it was not as toxic as the general surgery one. But eventually, it paid me very well. I had a lot of hands-on experience during my residency. The teachers were also very good. And then since then, since I completed, I guess, in 2018. So since then, they're together, and then we are having a time of our life.
Yeah. True. So તમે જોવો છો કે જર્ની સ્ટાર્ટેડ ઇન અર્લી 2000s અને it is still continuing, પણ જે એકેડેમિક જર્નીઝ છે they take long, so they take a lot out of you. અને આમાં we have people coming up to us and saying that, as you said, life is very easy. So you are a second generation doctor, right? Your father is a very good doctor, a senior doctor આપણા ટાઉનમાં. So my father is also a doctor, એટલે હું પણ second generation doctor જ છું. But did it help you in any ways? Because people say કે સેકન્ડ જનરેશન માટે તો બહુ ઇઝી પડે કે ડોક્ટર બનવું ને આ છે તે આજ સુધી હું એ બધા લોકોને શોધી રહ્યો છું કે પ્લીઝ મને કોઈ બતાડો કોણ હતું અને શું ઇઝી હતું. I'm not like I'm very aware of my privileges as a doctor and as somebody who had roof under his shell, like head and all. I agree, but એનાથી આપણી મેડિકલ જર્ની સ્મૂથ બની હોય એવું મને તો આજ સુધી ફીલ નથી થયું. તમને થયું હોય તો પ્લીઝ I'd love to know about it.
Nah, you feel to nathi thayu, because probably this is one of the very few fields where your nepotism doesn't work for you.
Unfortunately. That's
So eventually everything was on merit.
Yeah.
We had to put a lot of hard work in getting through the entire journey. Help thodi evi રીતે થઈ when I came into my practice, because a lot of my father's friends were well established doctors in the city. They knew me, so it helped me in sort of establishing my practice a bit earlier, because આપણી journey probably start kari by the time we were like 30 or 31.
Yeah.
So that is why we are being like termed as young doctors,
Yeah.
even at the age of 40.
Grey
but,
hairs are all falling as and but still young doctors.
Yeah.
So
એ પેલા જે છે કે આપણા છોકરાના ફ્રેન્ડ આપણને આમ અંકલ તમારી છે અંદરથી પેલું
અંદરથી
acceptance નથી આવતું.
આવતા નહીં થતા આપણે
હા
પાસે.
acceptance નથી આવતું એ પણ yeah. So in terms of doctor, we are still considered as young doctors. But at this age, the practice I'm having, so my father's reputation in the city and his medical circle, so it has helped me a long way to establish my practice a bit earlier compared to the ones who have not got the medical background. So that is how it has helped.
True. I fully agree with that. That's a very, very valid point, because branches જ બધી ડિફરન્ટ છે અમારા ફાધર્સની ને અમારી. But it does help કે goodwill જે છે એ definitely it helps us out. Talking of privileges, જે પેલું રાતે જે જાગેલા હોય આપણે એ બધાનો હિસાબ ડોક્ટર નિધિ કોને આપવાનો હોય છે? Again, you were wanted for nothing, right? Like in your childhood and growing up, there was obviously not a question of being a doctor for the sake of money and everything. It was a passion project, and as you said, when you were going through those sleepless nights studying for those 18-hour days and all, you would not have received that any amount of sympathy and all, right? So again, how did your privilege help you in any way towards the struggle that you are having even right now. I'm not saying you are struggling, but the daily struggle that we all have to go through. So, do you also think the same way as he does? There is a limit to the privilege that you can have, and I don't think it reflects anywhere in our performance as doc.
Yes.
What do you think of
So, yeah. So my parents, like I mentioned earlier, I am the first doctor in my family, so there was no doctor background whatsoever. But my dad has been here since the last 40 years. He owns a business here. So એવું નહીં કે એમના થ્રુ મને પેશન્સ મળતા હોય કે કંઈ પનિશજી ગુડવિલ તમે વાત કરી પણ આઈ ડોન્ટ એટલે એમના થ્રુ પેશન્ટ એવું બી નહીં યા લાઈક એ તમને કંઈક ડોક્ટર ફ્રેટર્નિટીમાં તોય કંઈક મળે બટ ધ પ્રિવિલેજીસ I don't know. I think hard work to
I'm sure you must have heard, no? You're a privileged person. You must have heard from all
Yeah.
kinds of people, sometimes us also, but yeah, you must have heard that.
Yeah.
But
But I
on a
think
serious note, you
be a gynecologist જે મહેનત કોઈક એક્સ માણસને કરવાની હોય એ જ મારે બી કરવી પડી હતી go through the entrances. I took a 1 year drop after my MBBS because મને ગવર્મેન્ટમાં નહોતું મળતું. Not that money was an issue. But I didn't want
we do
to.
crazy things all the time. Don't just
Yeah, so
take
एक
care of
अरश
education.
घरे बैसीने हूँ ने मारी फ्रेंड वी डिसाइडेड कि नहीं लेंगे तो गवर्नमेंट में ही लेंगे एंड दोनों को OBGYN लेना था. शी गॉट इन BJMC, आई गॉट इनटू राजकोट सिविल. मिला बट एक साल जम के पढ़ाई.
You also done work in GCRI.
Yes, then I did my fellowship in gynec oncology, GCRI Ahmedabad, and I also went to Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute, Delhi. So Delhi में भी अकेले रहना and all of that, Delhi politics, Delhi culture was different for me. You know, going out of Gujarat is a big difference you feel in people, the culture, everything, and then setting up a house there and living by yourself, all of that. And sadly, during that course, I lost my mom. So that was like a big setback in my life. So things are not great.
Those are the traumas you never get over.
Yeah.
Right?
And so I did try to finish there, but I came back, joined GCRI, went back to Rajiv Gandhi as an SR to finish those months. Then COVID happened. A lot of things happened, moved back, and then joined HCG 2021, and I've been here since then.
એટલે મને એવું લાગે કે અમારી generation જે approaching 40s or in the early 40s and they've had to see so much in such a short time. I talked to my wife about that કે આપણે earthquake જોઈ લીધું, riots જોઈ લીધા, pandemic જોઈ લીધા, વચ્ચે tsunamis જોઈ લીધા, lots of human man-made, all kinds of things.
World wars.
Unfortunately, and there's this world war thing, nuclear attack, whatever. So it's unfortunate કે આટલા short time. I mean, there are people alongside us, elder or younger, but આપણા lifespan માં બહુ બધું થઈ ગયું, sir. That sort of helped us grow up. Anyway, talking about culture and problems with regards to culture.
Yeah.
Women in surgery. This is a topic that I really have a lot of discussions with my wife on. She's a pediatric hemato-oncologist. Women in medicine generally. So, is it still tough? Did you face restrictions subtly or obviously? Obviously, maybe not, but I believe that there are still some certain subtle hints that people keep giving about women in medicine. Have you felt that firsthand or secondhand?
So I would like to differ because I did my post-graduation in obs and gynec. तो वहाँ पे the female residents, the female doctors were more and our consultants were 50% for males and 50% were female. तो रेसिडेंसी में नहीं लगा. वो अच्छे से निकला. तब तो हर जगह लड़कियां ही थी. फिर जब ऑन्कोलॉजी हाँ वो तो मेरा हमेशा ही लड़कियां ही होंगी. बट जब ऑन्कोलॉजी में I started my training, then the ratio decreased to 80-20. There would only be like 2-3 girls and 7-8 boys. But again, GCRI, the whole department is women oriented. It's led by the head of department.
The only women in GCRI when I was there was gynec-onco. Baki, so it was exclusively
male
dominated.
Yes, but then in Delhi and here at HCG also, the number of women doctors are less. And yes, like truly said that historically, it was a male-dominant field. And I would say in some hospitals and some setups, it still is. But now, I don't think surgery or the surgical field is directed by gender. People only look at your skill set and your expertise and your knowledge and your confidence, how you're talking to them, how you're dealing with the patient, how basically it's a package. હવે મેલ છે ફિમેલ છે આઈ ડોન્ટ થિંક આઈ હેવ સો મેની પેશન્ટ્સ વોકિંગ ઇન જે મારા ગૂગલ જોઈને આવ્યા ઇન્ટરનલ રેફરન્સીસ તો મળે છે પણ જે મને ગૂગલથી મળતા હોય કે બીજા ડોક્ટર્સ મને મોકલતા હોય I don't think they care that if you're a male or a female. They only see your work and
And then make
Yeah.
their judgments based on that.
exactly. But historically, yes, it was a male-dominant field. Surgic Aji, I still remember जब मैंने initially यहाँ आई थी, there were a very गिन के अपने 4 surgeons हैं. मैं अभी भी HCG में 4 female surgeons हैं, and they're all male. So I remember going back home and telling my dad, Papa, I feel very intimidated because everybody is so skillful. I feel very little here.
Yeah.
So, and initial like first 3-4 months, I would go home and not feel happy about myself because in my residency, I was the queen. Like my residency, like people would look up to my work. But idhar aake, I felt so little for the first few months because it was a male dominant lounge. हाँ बड़ा फुर्ती मुट्टी बातों ने बड़ा बैठा हुआ है એટલે મને मैंने बोलना बंद कर दिया था किसी से बात नहीं करती थी initial 6 months and then of course you get the hang of the whole system.
No, true. So, yeah, I have an interesting incident to tell here. So, I was talking to my wife about this. The thing that she hates the most is when a compliment starts with, being a woman doing this is a great thing. Yeah,
It's not a compliment.
It's not a compliment.
It's not a compliment. Pelu kaise na kahe, it's great that you are good at work in spite of being a woman who is taking care of her family. She is like, हमने appreciate करा है तो just appreciate like a male. कि if you are doing a good surgery, तने कोई हम नहीं कहे कि being a male you are doing a good surgery. Don't stop with that gender bias. Those subtleties जो आपने notice करता हो ये है talking about again these stigma things and all. So you are a senior breast surgeon working in this field exclusively and doing some great things, presenting your work world over for the last 10 years. But it is a field that has got only female patients. I mean, at least 99% of the patients I would believe are female, in spite of him having one of the largest series on male breast cancers. Again, I want you to, at the end of the podcast, tell us about that also. But so again, Emma, initially practice my restrictions આવતા હતા about females opening up, or maybe let me frame it differently. How did you choose breast cancer as your field of interest?
It's an interesting question. એમાં એવું થયું કે જ્યારે being a general surgical oncologist, I had the liberty to choose from. I wanted to go for head and corporate store GI. બહુ ગમતું હતું મને એ વખતે પણ there were reasons I had chosen breast because I wanted to do a result oriented take up a result oriented branch, and so that's why I chose breast. But initially there was a setback in my mind કે મારા આટલા જ એકલા ફિમેલ પેશન્ટ્સ હશે અને સોસાયટીમાં હજી પણ થોડા ઘણા અંશે એવું સ્ટિગ્મા છે કે being a female they will always prefer going to a female doctor. But જેમ જેમ મેં પ્રેક્ટિસ ચાલુ કરી I realized કે it is all about understanding your patient. શું જાવા માગે છે in all the three settings. In the pre-operative setting, when you're counseling your patient in the OPD, during the surgery, how you are counseling the relatives, how you are calming the nerves, and in post-operatively, being approachable to the patient and then satisfying the patient in the true sense really made my work. And then eventually, હવે મારા મગજમાં એવું જરાય નથી કે over a period of last 8 to 10 years, I have had so many patients. So, મને ક્યારે પણ, and across all ages. I have my youngest patient at the age of 25 and the oldest one at the age of somewhere around 90. So, એ લોકોને મળ્યા પછી ક્યારે પણ મને એવું નથી લાગ્યું કે એ લોકોને being a male surgeon મને approach કરવામાં કંઈ ખચકાટ થતો હોય. So, it's all about understanding and making your patient understand about the disease. And of course, you have to have the skill set.
It's critical.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is the basis. અને હવે ધીમે ધીમે I don't think કે સોસાયટીમાં હવે લોકોને એટલું બધું outsider bias. Being a patient also, they don't prefer that.
True. So it's about making women feel secure and making men feel that they cannot get away with it, I would think. So that is how the balance of power is. So basically our message here is that viewers as doctors, it's not got anything to do with gender છે કે શું છે. These are two very skilled doctors and એમની skill sets માટે they must be appreciated.
Can I just make a quick comment? So, what I have realized is making a female understand about the disease and what you are going to and how you are going to treat her, it is easier compared to doing the same thing with a male patient. So that is why nowadays I am finding it rather easier to
Counsel
counsel the females. So I would rather prefer more female patients.
And so this is one thing. અમારા major patients male dominated હોય છે. So I love that કે એમના families ને અમે convince કરી શકીએ. that
But you know, in my OPD, in my experience, જ્યારે females માટે decision making હોય ને ત્યારે તો અત્યારે બી ઇન્ડિયા કા સિસ્ટમ એવું છે
the
કે તો
social norms
yeah, that the
dictate
male
that.
will take a decision.
Yeah.
Even though the female is comfortable with me and she wants to get operated here, you know, if the financial constraints is not an issue, if there's no financial constraint, Topan, the female never gets the liberty to take that decision for herself. In fact, one very silly incident happened just recently. The whole counseling happened and advanced ovarian cancer, family, full father-in-law, brother-in-law, husband, like full family is sitting sub samajh liya because this was, I was explaining them, a huge surgery, cytoreductive surgery with HIPEC, 10-12 hours, lot of money also involved, everything. Advanced stage cancer. બધું પતી ગયું પછી the husband asks me, સાહેબ આવશે surgery માં? So I of course I was offended in my head, but I couldn't tell them anything, but I said, I laughed it out and said, na સાહેબ તો interventional radiologist છે, એ માટે આ surgery માં ના આવે. I pretended so dumb કે મને એમનો question જ ના ખબર પડી. સાહેબ એટલે husband.
When was the last time someone called you sister? Someone called you sister. I saw a lot of my female colleagues
Lot of
being so
Pura
embarrassed
residency
by
also.
it. Yeah,
But then the relative obviously got confused by my answer because I very openly said, સાહેબ તો આના ડોક્ટર નથી ઓન્કોલોજી ના, તો બીજા ડોક્ટર એ ના આવે મારા કેસમાં. And then they, yeah. They got so embarrassed. I thought they got it. I don't know.
It's important to pass this message. Right?
Yeah,
That's
I mean, it's annoying sometimes when they ask, oh, you look so young. Are you going to do this surgery? कि मोटा कोई मैडम आवશે कि कोई साहेब આવશે તમારી સાથે? You know, this is day and day out.
And I think, yeah, so that is the lead up to my next question. How important do you think? So, after practice of 10 વર્ષની, so we can say that we are senior enough.
Yeah.
But not the senior most, but senior enough, right? How much is it important to market yourself in terms of આ રીતે કે ભાઈ you are capable in today's time? આપણે social media ના જમાનામાં રહીએ છીએ. It's a reality we cannot all escape from. This itself is going on social media, right? So let's not pretend anything. પણ કેટલું important છે going forward to let the world know about your skills? કારણ કે હવે as you said કે તમે જયપુરથી કરજો, અહીંયા GCRM દર વર્ષે 10 કેન્સર સર્જન્સ બહાર આવે છે. The competition is immense even in medicine. અને ચલો competition તો આપણો પ્રોબ્લેમ છે. પેશન્ટ્સ માટે actually સાચું ચૂઝ કરવું is becoming such a challenge. So how do you view social media? આપણે પેલા narratives માં નતું કે Instagram ના જોવાય, Facebook ના જોવાય. I've heard that before. What about modern age social media for professional purposes? તમારું શીખો.
Can you say it is indispensable in today's age? Because we are still considered as the young ones, and eventually, if you just look back at the time we came into market in 17-18, so there were like 2 onco surgeons pouring into CT of Ahmedabad every year. Nowadays there are like 20. But having said that, આપણે આપણી ફ્રેટર્નિટીમાં અમદાવાદના બધા જ લોકોને નથી ઓળખતા. At that time we used to know each and every oncologist in the state. Now we don't know in our city also.
Yeah.
So that is why the good work you are doing has to go to the public in a constructed way, in a proper way, and there is nothing wrong in using the social media. So people are, making some hilarious reels and some nonsense stuff is going on in Instagram.
Yeah.
It is what we are doing is far better and far more constructive. So there's nothing wrong in passing the right message. And I have seen many patients approaching me, seeing my YouTube videos and podcasts like this, some news anchoring or some news, those things like which we keep on giving the interviews at two news chats and all.
Yes.
So they actually see those videos and they approach us. So it is actually helping me.
And I doubt it because in a world, again, and this is not a slander at any particular person, but ઘણા બધા sort of non-qualified doctors, some semi-quacks are also practicing. આ બધું એટલે મને તો એવું લાગે છે કે for the purpose of awareness also
There's so much misinformation on
to
Instagram.
guide the patient in a correct way. કે ભાઈ તમે મારી પાસે ઓપરેટ ના કરવાની છે, but at least get yourself checked properly. That is a very important thing.
And also, ક્રેડિબિલિટી ત્યારે જ મળે when there is visibility.
Absolutely.
તમે કામ કર્યા જ કરો અને HCG ની બહાર કોઈને ખબર જ નહીં હોય. So how are you? Everybody wants to grow their practice, right? You want to do awareness, you want to do સેવા, okay, but you also want to build your practice. આપણે આટલા 15 વર્ષ મહેનત કરીને વધુ આયા છીએ નીરજ.
And you'd want to,
That's how you grow.
yeah, that's it. And
sorry, please. So I would take it the other way. 10-15 વર્ષ પહેલા જ્યારે કોઈ નવું પેશન્ટ હોય અને એ પેશન્ટને કોઈને કોઈ પર્ટિક્યુલર વસ્તુ માટે બતાવવું છે તો પેશન્ટ કઈ રીતે નક્કી કરે કે હું કોને બતાવું? તો પેશન્ટ વિલ આસ્ક અધર્સ કે ભાઈ ક્યાં જવું બતાવવા માટે. એ વખતે પણ ન્યૂઝપેપરમાં એડ્સ આવતી હતી. હવે now it has become very easy for the patient just to Google it, that who's the best person, I mean, treating a particular illness and ailment in our area or something like that. So there's nothing wrong putting it on the social media, putting your good work on the social net. So people ought to know and what sort of services you are providing. So, and even I'm very much in favor of putting the patient reviews on our social media page also, and those are all genuine reviews.
yes.
People have to see that, and then eventually seeing those things, they'll come to us.
I
The
think
new
interest
patient.
तो जी होती आओ. नहीं किया तो तुम पीछे रह जाओ. Some junior is way to come.
I think it also, that is true, but that's from our perspective. I think from the patient's point of view also, what I believe is that it gives patients hope. I don't get today, I'm sure you would attest that the word cancer still
Yeah,
Against
it's a
fear.
big life-altering diagnosis.
So ena pachi, if you can give hope. So your scissor another buzzing social media page, I know that. So how much of an effort do you have to put in your everyday practice? And I'm not talking on the personal part of the story, but the strict professional ones. So how much
A
effort
lot.
does it take?
So starting with first few years, I was doing it by myself, having a tripod on my table, opening over the pata in 4 થી 5 or Saturdays and Sundays. But then so many retakes and the days would go for editing. If I would have busy surgical days, so editing badhu delay thai jai. Obviously, this is all kaam ke baad ka kaam.
Of course.
But also important. So the days I would not find time, that week I would not be able to post anything. So now finally I have an agency who post content for me, but for that also I have to give them my availability, to shoot the content. So yes, it's a lot of work. जितनी बार उनका कॉल आता है, I'm like, अब वो मुझसे टाइम मांगेंगे कि 2 घंटा कब दोगे? But then, आदित्य भाई, if even one person comes to me and tells me कि मैं आपकी रील देख के वैक्सीनेशन कराने अपनी बेटी को लाई हूँ या पैप स्मीयर कराने लाई हूँ ना, I think my day is.
I think that is.
I think then my content is worth, and all my time, money, energy is worth it. But yeah, I do get patients from Google who see my content, and at least I know कि कोई HCG में white apron में बैठ के बोल रहा है versus कोई influencer कुछ. Exactly.
It's got
And,
credibility.
yeah. So I think कहीं कुछ, and Ganak Onco being a very niche branch, I feel the more you put it out there, people would know कि ठीक है, Gynec का onco का भी एक specialist है. You don't have to go to a general surgical oncologist for your surgery. So that's how I think we are more approachable that way. And people find you, like how Talabhai said, they find a super specialist so easily now. And they just don't find one, they find too many. So, but it's good for them.
Yeah, our purpose is not to say that I'm better than you.
No.
That's never there. But it's for the patient to tell that, no, this is treatable.
No, this is treatable. It isn't the scope of services we have provided.
Yeah.
They need to know that.
Yeah.
That's very true. That's
Like
very true.
robotic surgery. आज भी the पढ़े लिखे लोग will also ask me, रोबोट सर्जरी करता है कि डॉक्टर करता है? हमको हाथ वाली सर्जरी चाहिए, रोबोट वाली नहीं.
Yeah.
And it's
We were due to do not there.
yeah.
Now talking about આપણે આ જ વસ્તુમાંથી સેગવે રોબોટિક્સની તમે વાત કરી તો HCG આસ્થા કેન્સર સેન્ટર. સો આપણે લાસ્ટ ટાઈમ પણ વાત કરેલી કે ધીસ ઇઝ એન એક્સક્લુઝિવ 200 બેડેડ એક્સક્લુઝિવ કેન્સર સેન્ટર જેનામાં બધી જ ફેસિલિટીઝ છે. આપણે હેડ એન્ડ નેક વિશે તો કૌસ્તુભભાઈ અને રાજેન્દ્રભાઈ સાહેબ પાસેથી જાણેલું હતું. આઈ વુડ વોન્ટ ટુ નો કે બ્રેસ્ટ કેન્સરમાં પણ બહુ જ સુપર વર્ક થઈ રહ્યું છે અને અમે તો ડેઇલી પ્રેક્ટિસમાં જોઈએ છે. સો ડૉક્ટર તને તમે જરા પ્રકાશ પાડી શકો કે હાઉ હેઝ HCG આસ્થા's breast practice shaped current scenario in the breast cancer awareness in maybe Ahmedabad or at least the state of Gujarat?
So, આપણે અહીંયા breast cancer treatment and for the sake of diagnosis also, we do have all the modalities. We do have the state-of-the-art mammography machines. We have tomography machines. We have good breast MRI facility as well. We have our in-house PET CT scanners. Then We have like 3 consultants in the Department of Breast Surgery. So, and in the last 10 years, I would say we have reached from a number of 50 breast surgeries in a month to very recently we did like 90 surgeries, 90 breast surgeries in a month. So, yeah, that's been the journey in last 8 to 10 years. And I would rather say that awareness also in the society is increasing. So that is why we are now having more and more number of patients. And more importantly, we are having patients in the early stage, in the treatable stage. So we're able to provide them good results as well. Not only for the short term, but now our patients, they do have good longevity of life as well.
Yes, true. Reconstruction in breast, I think બહુ મોટી વસ્તુ થઈ ગઈ છે હવે.
જ્યારે આપણે રેસિડેન્સીમાં હતા ત્યારે breast cancer surgery was mainly mastectomies around. From the era of mastectomy, in the last 15 to 20 years, we have turned towards the breast conservation surgeries. The more deep understanding we had about the disease, and we started researching about the disease at the molecular level. So we came to know that there is no need to, sacrifice the entire breast as part of the breast cancer surgery. So we did more and more breast conservation procedures. In today's era, we are almost going back 45 to 50% breast conservation procedures, including level 2, 3 oncoplasties. And even for those patients, in mastectomy karvi padi hai. So we do have very good reconstruction options as well. We can do like autologous reconstruction using your own belly fat or the fat from the thigh or from the back. And then we are doing a good number of implant-based reconstruction procedures as well. And then we do have our very experienced plastic surgery team as well to help in some of our surgeries. So that has been the journey. And because I would say that for a female, breast is an organ of self-esteem and self-confidence. So I would rather emphasize on getting rid of the cancer and not the organ itself. So that is the principle which we are trying to adapt in as many patients as possible.
ટ્રુ અને એની સાથે જે આપણી પાસે એક્સપર્ટીઝ ઇન કીમોથેરાપી રેડિયોથેરાપી જે છે એનાથી વી આર વર્ચ્યુઅલી એન્શ્યોરિંગ કે આઉટકમ્સ આર એક્સલન્ટ. ઘણા બધા પેશન્ટ્સ ઇનફેક્ટ ઇટ ઇઝ પોસિબલ, મારે સરપ્રાઇઝ રિવીલ નથી કરવાનું, ઇટ ઇઝ પોસિબલ કે આ પોડકાસ્ટ સિરીઝમાં તમે અમુક એવા પેશન્ટ્સ પણ જોઈ શકશો જેને ઓપરેટ થયેલા છે, ટ્રીટેડ છે, પણ યુ વુડ નોટ બી એબલ ટુ રેકગ્નાઇઝ. મે બી સમ ડે લેટર તમે એ વસ્તુ જોઈ શકશો. I hope you know what we are talking about. So that is the thing. Excellent. And gynec onco probably is the one branch જ્યાં maximum developments થયા છે last 5-10 yearsમાં with regards to the type of surgery done અને the way it is done અને કઈ રીતે outcomes બધા improve થઈ ગયા છે ને બધું છે. અને we are glad to say કે HCG આસ્થામાં all of those facilities are available અને outcomes બહુ સારા હોય છે. અમે અમારી આંખોથી જોયું, but I would like Nidhi to just tell us કે કયા કયા વસ્તુઓ આધુનિક ટેકનિક્સ જે કહીએ છે આપણે which have helped you out.
So for gynec cancers, there are 5 gynec cancers: uterus, ovary, vagina, vulva, and cervix. Uterine cancer ની વાત કરું તો robotic surgery is the way to go forward. અત્યારે આખા વર્લ્ડમાં 95% cases of uterine cancer are operated in some minimal invasive form. It can be a laparoscopy or robotic. આપણા ત્યાં 2 Da Vinci Xi ના world class robotic systems છે. They are the world best robotic systems. So the patient outcomes, the surgical outcomes are great. હવે less is more. જે તલેબે કીધું ને કે કેન્સર કાઢવા માટે આપણે ઓર્ગન નહીં કાઢી ગયું પડતું.
True.
So now with evolving times and medicine, so we have sentinel lymph node technique in endometrial cancer, whereas in the robotic system we only take up one lymph node where the dye goes and not the whole systemic lymphadenectomy is done. So Emma, again, the recovery is great. પગમાં સોજા ઓછા આવે, post-op complications are less. એવી રીતે જ ovarian cancer ની વાત કરું તો એમાં cytoreductive surgery with HIPEC. HIPEC is hyperthermic intraperitoneal chemotherapy. એમાં અમે ગરમ chemotherapy બેટમાં 90 minutes માટે ફેરવતા હોઈએ. Once we have removed all the macroscopic આંખે દેખાતું બધું રોગ અમે કાઢી દઈએ અને પછી આ microscopic રોગ માટે we do this additional therapy. The results are great because we have a great anesthesia and intensivist team in the ICU, which because these surgeries are supra radical surgeries, they last for 10-12 hours and the recovery is, if it is not well managed, your patient will never leave the hospital. But thankfully, touch wood, all our patients go home by 5th or 6th day, khata pita chalta farta, and the results are great. And that is the advantage of working in such a setup. Because હું MSKCC બી ગઈ હતી ન્યુયોર્ક, તો ત્યાં બી એક્ઝેક્ટલી આપણે જે બધું ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર મેં ત્યાં જોયું ત્યારે હું GCRM હતી. તો જ્યારે અને એની પહેલાં હું રાજીવ ગાંધીમાં જઈ આવી હતી. તો MSKCC જ્યારે ગઈ ને, સો राजीव गांधी में मैंने वो सब देखा था, बट HCG तो उससे भी आई मीन व्हाट वी आर डूइंग हियर, द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज वर्ल्ड क्लास. आई मीन देयर इज नथिंग आई वुड से कि जो वहाँ मैंने देखा वो यहाँ नहीं है. अभी वो जमाना भी गया जहाँ लोग कैंसर की ट्रीटमेंट के लिए पहले तो बॉम्बे, दिल्ही, अमेरिका भागते थे. હવે અમે એમને એવું જ કહીએ કે તમારે લોજિસ્ટિક્સની કોઈ ચિંતા જ નથી કરવાની. આઈ મીન એવરીથિંગ ઇઝ અવેલેબલ અંડર વન રૂફ, ફ્રોમ ડાયગ્નોસ્ટિક્સ ટુ prevention to rehab to medonc, radonc, like everything. So I think we're very, I would say I'm very happy to be working here because I can give my best results. I don't have to compromise on my practice and my growth. आज એવા કોઈ સેટઅપમાં તમે કામ કરો જ્યાં રોબોટ નથી તો બહુ જ મોટું મારું પાર્ટ ગ્રો જ નહીં થાય. And the world is going to just keep growing. Nobody is going to wait for you. So I keep,
Island areas, whenever you have to make a compromise, your patients are not aware about.
yeah,
So that is the advantage of, operating in a setup like
yeah.
HCG, where you have all the facilities available in and outside the operating theater so that you can provide the best results.
So તમે like as I said about breast care reconstruction તમે offer ના કરો તો patient તો earless है.
Yeah.
Patient was
Patients are very receptive.
receptive.
Yeah.
True.
Very eventually, if you have something to be offered to the patient, then it is better to be done. Any new thing, any advanced technology is better done in a suitable setup,
Yeah.
which I think HCG is.
And patient
more than that.
safety is
Yes.
the center of everything. Patient outcome and patient safety. Patient आया तो वैसे ही घर जाना
They
चाहिए.
should go. We should give them the best possible
It's
opportunity.
like very operative anesthetic care and all they talked about. Our patients, they do not know that what sort of importance does
important,
it
yeah.
play in the overall management of the patient, in the smooth recovery of the patient. So that is all available here.
And we also only realize that when we operate such patients कोई और hospital. That's when we realize कि oh my god, this is on a privilege. Like so this is like our safe space. And my senior colleague in Ghana Congo department, she always tells, अगर कोई patient चला जाता है मतलब सर्जरी के लिए हमारे पास नहीं रुका, आया consult, so she says patient ના નસીબ. એમના નસીબ છે કે આપણી પાસે એમને આટલું સરસ, I mean I'm translated,
I get that, but yeah, it's the patient's unfortunate.
કે એ આટલું સારું સેટઅપ હવે ક્યાં બી જશે. I hope
True. I hope the best happens to their
Yeah.
patient, but yeah, they might miss out on something that they are ready to offer. I agree with that. And so coming from that, we are a team of what, 32 cancer surgeons?
Yeah.
No, 32 cancer surgeons here. There's a medical onco department there. Various levels of seniority na આપણે જોઈએ છે. And so how is it working as a part of that team? The obvious answer is it's great. મને ખબર છે there are certain challenges also જે પણ આપણે જોઈએ છે કે there are always some shadows જેની પાછળ આપણે ચાલતા રહેવાનું હોય છે. આપણા માટે જગ્યા બનાવવાનું may be a little difficult and all, but broadly what is your view of working now? It's almost the 9th year that you are working as a part of this team, બરાબર? And you have been here since the start of your practice. Same for me. મેં અહીંયા જ છે ને I think for the next foreseeable future આપણે અહીંયા જ રહેવાના છીએ. What about that team environment? How does that keep inspiring you, seeing people around you, not just breast, but બધી જ teamsમાં?
So it has more pros than cons. I would say that team hoy etle then you are at the liberty to grow your practice. You can practice, go and develop your OPD in other centers. You can go once in a while to outstation places for doing OPDs and get more patients out of there without worrying that your own patients will not suffer over here. Biju, you get to learn a lot from your colleagues and certain nuances. You see others operate and then you can make small modifications in your own surgery. So that has helped me a lot. Outside the theater, outside the clinical practice, we have grown a lot of friends, and then that also has helped.
Yeah.
You referring me a patient, I doing the vice versa, and also that also has helped. A lot of internal references I have grown because of the bonds which I have been able to build with you guys over a period of years. So
Yeah.
those are all the pros. some minor cons that comes with is like you rightly said that sometimes you feel that you are getting shadowed, but that is part and parcel. એવું તો છે નહીં કે તમે એકલા પ્રેક્ટિસ કરતા હોય તો કોઈ સિનિયર પાસે પેશન્ટ નથી જતો રહ્યો તો eventually, but over a period of time, people will start accepting you. It is all about how you are able to satisfy your patient. If you are able to do that, હવે એવું I don't see it.
What about you, Nadia? What do you feel about working in a team?
I think more or less I agree with Dr. Tanai's views on it. I think Mara Mate, the growing part has really, the team has really helped me. If I imagine myself doing these CRS high-pack alone somewhere, I think I'd rather have put a bed next to the patient and probably patient. Because that, the senior doctors here, senior as in my colleagues and people who've been in practice for, everyone's mostly senior to me here. So, emnu confidence emnu complications in a situation deal karwano attitude. Nobody teaches you that in your residency. Like, this is from my young doctor viewers. If you're watching this, nobody teaches you that. That's a harsh truth. આ બધું clinical practice માં આવ્યા પછી જ ખબર પડે. And once you have your own, own patients, that you are responsible for literally every consult.
Basically.
Yeah, you have to talk to the relatives. Complication થાય ત્યારે you've grown like 1 millimeter from your last patient, and the attitude. I think બધા સાથે વાતો કરો so you get out of that. Otherwise, the mental health, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing, of
The
course.
Gen Zs are talking day in and day out, but it's time.
They're feeling it, they're talking about
Yeah,
that.
and we always knew, but we were never talking about it. So, but I think the team helps you in that way, and of course, trying new surgeries in a way, like you grow yourself. Ki હવે મારે cytoreductive surgery robotic થી કરવું છે. So I will have the guts to attempt it. It's a 10-12 hour long surgery, but I know I have a team. I can take breaks. I can have my colleague help me somewhere. So हिम्मत आती है कुछ ट्राई करने की या कुछ बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट केस को पोस्ट करने की. हम 2 लोग को बोल के रखेंगे ये कर रहे हैं, जरूरत पड़ेगी, they are always there for you. I think यही चीज बाहर करो तो
It's very difficult.
yeah,
And
it's very difficult.
At least I think the key thing that for us being general surgical oncologists, it allows us to pursue કે આપણે આ જ ફિલ્ડમાં કામ કરવું છે.
Yeah.
એ ફ્રીડમ મળી રહે છે.
Yeah.
For you choosing gynec onco over ops. હવે imagine કે આપણે સિંગલ પ્રેક્ટિસ કરતા હોય તો I don't think
Infertility.
infertility.
I was happy mutant.
Things you hinting So yeah, you just touched upon mental health briefly. So
Yeah.
coming towards the end of our podcast, I'd like to know that how do you end up balancing life and family? And I'm sure we all have a young family. At least the two of us, you are still that way. But for all of us, I think his broad questions કે young family છે, expectations છે, એની સામે આપણી personal practice aspirations છે. તો એ balance, how do you end up finding, or are you still working towards it?
See, that was one of the reasons of going for a breast as a subspecialty. The choice of mine doing my surgical oncology practice, because I wanted to give quality time to my children. So by the time I took residency in surgical oncology, I was a father. So I have seen my kids suffer for the initial 2 years when I was pursuing surgical oncology. So that is, at that time only I had decided that I would rather go for a branch which gives me a good work-life balance. So I am in a very correct branch. After 6, I hardly receive a call from the hospital. I give good quality time to my children. And in weekends also, I am at very much, I'm at leisure. So yeah, that's about, making correct choices at correct time. And that is the beauty of working in a team also. For you people, like we probably have the largest team of head and neck opera surgeons here. If not the country, at least in the state. So you people are also at liberty that there are certain people who are on emergency duty, so who look after if there is something wrong. So you are occupied in the emergency setting hardly for like 3-4 days in a month.
Yeah.
So that is the beauty of working in a team also.
Yeah, this is very true. The work-life balance.
Yeah.
You are quite a social butterfly, I would think, growing you personally. So, do you also believe in this? કારણ કે તમારી branch, so
Yeah.
from all three of us, probably yours is the one that requires the most working hours when you are in the OR. So again, yeah, are you working actively towards finding the balance, or right now it's just pushing
No, I think I'm at a safe, I mean,
comfortable?
yes, I'm at a comfortable point right now. When then I've operated a few patients in that week, then of course, Saturday, Sundays, I would not want to, go anywhere. I would want to be very much available close to the hospital. If I have patients in the ICU, I make sure, if my farmhouse is like 45 minutes away, I wouldn't even go there for a weekend. I would stay
Yeah.
in my house, which is super close by.
But you got friends who are non-medicals also.
All my
right?
friends
So,
are non
so that would also help.
So
just
they would tell
blow
me,
your
oh
steam
girls,
off.
6 बजे सर्जरी है 7 बजे कर ले मैं आजा रात को मैं तो पागल I have to tell them, are you mad? I want to take my case at 6. He's like, so it's okay. I think
But I think that
I don't know
humanizes you to a level. No? I
and
think that
I've
is
always,
very important.
since my 12th, I think I've always been a social person since school. And I have my primary school group and my high school group and MBBS and too many groups. But everybody asks me, तू कैसे मैनेज करती है हम कोई भी प्रोग्राम तू आ तो जाती है जल्दी निकल जाएगी लेट आएगी बट आई ऑलवेज मैनेज आई रिटर्न कॉल्स आई वेरी एक्टिव ऑन व्हाट्सएप I think I want to not miss out on anything, and I want to spend time with my father also and my husband also, and not miss out at conferences and work. So my family always tells me you're very. I mean, you have to relax. I think every doctor is like that.
But
medical makeup is like that.
Yeah, that's the very critical thing that we are taught to run, but we are not taught how to stop, and that is the balance that I think we keep finding. And આપણા માટે એ struggle is very real.
Yeah.
Last question probably. Teaching. I think amongst all three of us, Tanay is very, very active in teaching. I think he received an award very recently for the same. So congratulations on that. Going forward, Tamare a legacy, talking about legacy, I think we are too young to talk about our legacies. But do you think teaching will remain an important part of your work and all? Because I have my doubts over that because I'm too sort of withdrawn from that teaching right now. But I see you constantly engaging with the DNB students that we have surgical oncology, and you have been doing some great work with regards to that. So do you think that you want to continue going forward and take it to the next level?
So I do enjoy.
Yeah.
Teaching has become a part of my profession also now. Nowadays, I enjoy teaching the students. I always believed that ઘણા બધા એવું બી કહેતા રહે તમે બહુ બધાને ભણાવો છો તો you are creating your own competitors and all. So that is not true.
That's
But eventually, the quality you provide as the hospital, the same quality would be provided by your trainees and all. Because see, તમે કેવી રીતે ઓળખાવ છો આદિત્ય તો કે GCRI નો student છે. So that is what if our students did not perform well, then it will be us who will be blamed for that. Absolutely. So it is always better to impart good quality skills to our students so that whenever they are there in the society serving the patients, they provide a good quality care to our patients. And India being such a huge country, we have like n number of patients, and despite of more and more seats coming up, more and more new students coming up, we are still falling short in terms of number of super specialists. So I would rather believe that I would probably continue this teaching passion of mine till the day I hang my boots.
Wonderful. I think this is a great thing. So, to end this, I'd like both of you to just, you've been doing some great work with respect to awareness about cervical cancer vaccines, right? And so many non-medicals as well as a father of a daughter is watching this and listening this also. So I want you to know, or at least tell us, what is the whole cervical cancer vaccine thing? Some people think it's a scam and all. Please enlighten us on that for a public message. And then you for breast awareness, the same thing.
सो सर्वाइकल कैंसर एक वायरस के थ्रू होता है जिसका नाम है ह्यूमन પેપિલોમા વાયરસ અબાઉટ 90 to 95% કેસીસ આ વાયરસના લીધે થાય છે હવે વાયરસ છે એટલે વેક્સિન તો હોવાની જ છે એ તો આપણે કોવિડ પછી બધાને ખબર જ પડી ગઈ છે કે વેક્સિનનું શું ઇમ્પોર્ટન્સ છે કોઈ પણ વાયરલ ઇન્ફેક્શન માટે હવે આ HPV વાયરસનો જે ઇન્ફેક્શન છે એ કોઈ યંગ ફિમેલમાં થાય તો એ 7 થી 10 વર્ષ પછી એને કેન્સરમાં કન્વર્ટ કરી શકે છે જે સર્વાઇકલ કેન્સર કહેવાય સર્વાઇકલ સર્વિક્સ એટલે ગર્ભાશયનું નીચેનું ભાગ એટલે લોઅર એન્ડ ઓફ ધ યુટ્રસ ઇઝ કોલ્ડ ધ સર્વિક્સ અને આ સેમ HPV વાયરસના લીધે બહારની ચામડીનો કેન્સર, મોઢાનું કેન્સર અને સંડાસના માર્ગનું કેન્સર, સૌથી બહારનું જે માર્ગ હોય એનું પણ કેન્સર થઈ શકે છે. હવે સર્વાઇકલ કેન્સરની વેક્સિન નાની ઉંમરની છોકરીઓ સ્ટાર્ટિંગ ફ્રોમ ધ એજ ऑफ 9 years up to the age of 26 is the most effective age group. 9 to 14 की उम्र की लड़कियों को सिर्फ 2 ही डोजेस जरूरी है एंड 15 to 26 तक 3 डोजेस देने पड़ते हैं. अभी जो रीसेंट गाइडलाइंस है वो ये कहती है कि आप 45 इयर्स के एज तक भी वैक्सीनेट कर सकते हैं और उनमें 3 डोजेस की जरूरत पड़ेगी. पर बिकॉज आफ्टर अ सर्टन एज, आफ्टर अ मैरिजेबल एज, यू आर सेक्शुअली एक्टिव, તમે ચાઇલ્ડ બેરિંગ કરો, બાળકો થાય, ડિલિવરી થાય, તો તમારે દર 3 વર્ષે એક વખત એક સ્ક્રીનિંગ ટેસ્ટ જેનું નામ છે પેપ ટેસ્ટ, પેપ સ્મિયર, એ વેક્સિનેશન લીધા પછી પણ દર 3 વર્ષે એક વખત કરાવવું જોઈએ. એનાથી આપણે કોઈ પણ કેન્સર થતા પહેલાના કોષ સેલ્સ આપણે સર્વિક્સમાં પકડી શકીએ અને એને 100% ક્યોર કરી શકીએ. સો ધીસ ઇઝ વન થિંગ વિચ આઈ વુડ સ્ટ્રોંગલી રેકમેન્ડ ઓલ માય યંગ વ્યુઅર્સ એન્ડ જેના નાની છોકરીઓ હોય, એન્ડ ઇવન ફॉर बॉयज नाउ द गाइडलाइंस आर फॉर बॉयज ऑल्सो अबाउट एचपीवी इन्फेक्शन इन इंडिया. 18% लड़कों में भी पाया गया है. जो गार्डासिल ने पूरा 20 इयर्स का उनका लिटरेचर रिसर्च किया है. सो 9 to 26 ईयर ओल्ड बॉयज के लिए भी ये वैक्सीन इज रेकमेंडेड. अपने पीडियाट्रिशियन और अपने फिजिशियन या गायनाकोलॉजिस्ट से आप और इन्फॉर्मेशन ले सकते हैं. एंड ऑनलाइन जो बहुत सारा मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन है कि वैक्सीन पीरियड्स में नहीं देते हैं, वैक्सीन लेने से इनफर्टिलिटी होगा लड़कियों में आगे जाके, these are all myths. There are no side effects, and definitely you must have your young girls, young daughters vaccinated.
Thank you very much. Tanay, again, breast cancer, as you said, much better outcomes now. And Emma, awareness has played a big role, right? Mammography and everything we see. So what would your ending message to all, again, not just women, but the men who are with women, એમના માટે પણ કે ભાઈ શું ध्यान રાખવાનું હોય છે આમાં, what is the one message that you would like to give to people?
So very briefly, I would say that breast cancer અત્યારે સ્ત્રીઓમાં થનારું સૌથી કોમન કેન્સર છે. વર્લ્ડ વાઇડ ડેટા કહે છે કે દર 10માંથી એક ફિમેલને એના લાઈફ ટાઈમમાં બ્રેસ્ટ કેન્સર થાય છે. એટલે જે વસ્તુનો ઇન્સિડન્સ 10% છે, so you can think that how common that disease is. But fortunately એ બહુ ક્યોરેબલ અને મેનેજેબલ કેન્સર છે. સો એમાં આપણે એક સ્ક્રીનિંગમાં પાર્ટિસિપેટ કરવાની બધાને એડવાઇસ કરતા હોય છે. સો સ્ક્રીનિંગ બેઝિકલી શું છે કે કોઈ પણ રોગના લક્ષણ દેખાય બિફોર ધ સિમ્ટમ્સ, જો આપણે એને પકડી શકીએ તો એ બહુ અર્લી સ્ટેજમાં પકડાઈ જાય અને આપણે એનો એકદમ સચોટ ઇલાજ કરી શકીએ. સો સ્ક્રીનિંગ માટે બીજું કાંઈ એક્સ્ટ્રા કેર નથી કરવાની હોતી. અમે 40 વર્ષથી ઉપરની દરેક ફિમેલને સેલ્ફ બ્રેસ્ટ એક્ઝામિનેશન શીખવાડીએ છીએ કે બ્રેસ્ટમાં કયા પ્રકારના ચેન્જીસ દેખાય, કોઈ લમ્પ દેખાય, પર્ટિક્યુલરલી પેનલેસ લમ્પ હોય તો એને તરત જ રિપોર્ટ કરવું જોઈએ. એ સિવાય એવરી યરલી વી એડવાઇઝ ધેમ ટુ કમ ફોર અ clinical breast examination to be done by the specialist for a surgeon and a mammography annually after the age of 40 years. તો આ સ્ક્રીનિંગ કરવાથી આપણે ઘણા બધા પેશન્ટ્સને બહુ અર્લી સ્ટેજમાં પકડી શકીએ, જેના કારણે આપણે ટ્રીટમેન્ટ પણ ઘણી ઓછી કરવી પડે અને એનો સક્સેસ રેશિયો ઇઝ ઓલમોસ્ટ 100%. So that is the one message I would like to give, that participate more and more in screening activities. That just requires you to come annually to an oncologist and get your mammogram.
And we can also tell them that we have a female, since both of us treat only female cancers, we have a female cancer screening package here at
Yes,
HCG,
exactly.
which comprises of a gynecologist consultation with pap test, that is the pap smear screening test, mammography, sonography, x-ray, neck knee sonography, and એમાં કઈ આવે તો ઓરલ કેન્સર સર્જનને પણ એમાં inclusive છે, with a few blood tests. So I think, and the cost has been made in a way that it is affordable. So every year જેને પણ આ મેસેજ હું પહોંચાડી શકતી હોઉં છું, they must get a screening done wherever. It's not here, any other hospital. But please, every birthday or anniversary, mark your calendar અને દર વર્ષે ભૂલ્યા વગર જવાનું જ. Like how we go for dinners on birthdays. Yeah.
So this is the one thing I hope you everyone took something out from this podcast. For children or for parents, I would say make your children play throughout their school life and give them vaccination, give them correct advice. For upcoming doctors, the journey is not going to be easy. There are challenges જે તમારી સ્કિલની બિયોન્ડ પણ તમારે જોશે. Just keep at it. મેન્ટલ હેલ્થ બહુ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ વસ્તુ છે જે આપણે ડિસ્કસ કરી. હોપફુલી થેન્કફુલી એ પણ આપણને આગળ જતા હેલ્પ કરશે. સો બી ઓપન અબાઉટ યોર પ્રોબ્લેમ્સ. ઇટ્સ ઓકે. અને જ્યારે હવે જર્નીના નેક્સ્ટ ફેઝમાં આપણે એન્ટર થતા હોઈએ ત્યારે પોઝિટિવલી ટેકનોલોજીને સાથે લઈને ટીમ વર્ક તરીકે જો આપણે કામ કરીએ તો દેન સ્કાય ઇઝ ધ લિમિટ. પ્રોબેબલી દેટ ઇઝ ધ મેસેજ દેટ હેઝ કમ આઉટ ઓફ ધીસ એન્ટાયર પોડકાસ્ટ. આઈ હોપ અવેરનેસ મેસેજીસ હેવ બીન ટેકન વેલ. અને આઈ હોપ કે નેક્સ્ટ એપિસોડમાં આપણે એક બીજી હસ્તી સાથે જોઈન થઈશું. બટ ફોર નાઉ આઈ હેડ ધ બેસ્ટ ઓફ ટાઈમ વિથ ધ ટુ ઓફ યુ ટોકિંગ ઓન કેમેરા. So, and we hope to be back with the next one. Feedbacks awaited on this one. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.